The organizer of a big summit held 2 months ago is promising to make good on tens of thousands of dollars of unpaid bills.
Bill Loiry and his U.S. Leadership Conference brought together some heavy hitters for a summit on the BP oil spill, but some vendors say they were hit in the gut. Rob Masson has more in this joint investigation with our partners at The Lens.
It was a summit designed to help those hurt by BP, and it included some of the biggest names in politics, law, and the environment.
The title says it all, Gulf Leadership Summit.
Back in April, hundreds of people went to the Hilton Riverside to learn how to regroup after the BP oil spill knocked them down. Videographer Mike Fiducia helped promote the summit.
Actually, we charged him $1,000, and it would have normally been upwards around $2 or $3. Because I grew up going down to the Gulf and the Fushan fishing and everything else, and so this was something I believed in.
Now Fiducia is among a group of 9 local vendors, including Publicists and the Hilton, who tried to help and are now owed about $75,000.
He's done the same thing that BP did.
He's talking about this man, Bill Loiry, whose resume includes summits that helped bring people together after the Iron Curtain came down. He also organized summits to deal with terrorism before and after the 9/11 attacks, warning of Osama bin Laden years before he became a household word.
That's part of why we're successful. I have, I guess, a gift of seeing trends ahead of time and needs.
Loiry says his conference opened dialogue, but he admits his business savvy is not what it should be.
We were only able to raise about $37,000. And we have about $75,000 in debt.
The Lens found that Loiry's company, Equity International, has 16 judgments against it in Virginia, Washington, D.C., and Florida, though Loiry himself doesn't appear to be on the hook for any of it.
My mind is my biggest asset at this point, and hopefully I can use that to do the right things to turn things around.
Our joint investigation also found Loiry owes the IRS $100,000. Word of the summit's financial woes is especially bad news for leaders in one of the industries hardest hit by the BP oil spill.
I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. And I guess when you put that many people together with the big names, that you would get results.
The Macondo blowout hit the oyster industry perhaps the hardest. Sal Sinceri's oyster house laid off all of its employees. He's been working with summit organizers to come up with a plan to save his industry, but so far, little progress.
I didn't know that there were payments or people that haven't been paid.
Now Sinceri sees little hope of getting any new oyster reefs built through the summit with little government backing.
I just want to have the end goal accomplished. Now, if you're saying that they're not quite pulling all this together and have the funding to make this happen, then we just need to go directly to our federal government to get it implemented.
Loiry has now disbanded the Gulf Coast Leadership Group and is forming a new nonprofit to hopefully achieve the same goals.
I'll be stepping back from involvement in the finances of the forum.
He's promised to pay the old bills, but those affected aren't convinced.
And ultimately, he might even be like less moral than, say, BP, because he's come in here after they've already messed it up, claiming to help, and then, shifting us around like this.
Now Mike Fiducia and others contemplate options as they wait for payment from an organization they thought would help after the spill and not hurt. Rob Masson, Fox 8 News.
Bill Loiry